All right, today we are doing distributive property and combining like terms. It's our second day. So what we're going to get into today is some shapes, and then we're also going to do a little bit more, some problems that are just a little bit harder, more difficult. All right. So starting off with the bubbles that you see up there, we got to talk about the difference between these. This is a big, common mistake that students make. So I've got my first one. X take away 3x. And please know that the x here has like a 1 in front of it, okay? So what is the answer? 1x minus 3x. How many? Negative 2x. So write that in the space or next to it. Next one, it's a multiplication problem. X times negative 3x. What would that get me? Squared. Perfect. Negative 3x squared. Good. Okay. So going straight into it. Problems number 1 and 2. Perimeter. We did this last night for homework. Perimeter means that I'm adding up all the sides. So I need to find the perimeter of these shapes. Please notice that 2 sides are missing. So you're going to have to do that on your own. Fill in what is the top on number 1 and what is the left side on number 1. Write that in. Okay, so now I'm adding up all the sides. Highly recommend that you just add up all the x's first. So I've got a 2x and a 2x and an x and an x. How many x's is that all together?
6x.
6x. Awesome. And then you do the numbers. So that means like a negative 1 and a negative 1. Easy, right? So negative 2. The 6 has a backpack attached to it. It has this x. And then the negative 1 is just a plain old number, so that doesn't get touched at all. Just leave it. Okay, good. Number 2, fill in the spaces. What is the top and what is the left side? It's a plus sign. The copy quality is just bad. It is a plus sign. And I'm going to add up all the sides. So I'm going to add up all the x's. X plus x plus x plus x. 4x. And the 1's will be a positive 1 and a negative 1 plus a positive 1 plus a negative 1. It all cancels out, right? So that means that I'm just going to have a 4x. You don't need to write plus 0. Okay? All right, number 3 and number 4. Doing the same thing. You are filling in the blank sides. And then we're going to talk about, first add up all the x's together. 2x plus x plus 2x plus x. How many x's all together?
6x.
6x. And then the numbers. It doesn't matter where you start, just keep track that you're only adding 4 numbers up, right? Because there's 4 sides. Negative 2 plus 3 plus negative 2 plus 3. What would that make?
2.
Positive 2 plus 2. It's 6 minus 4. 2. Good. Number 4. It's a square. All the sides are the same. So it's easy to say what is the top, and it's easy to say what is the left side. So these are the rolly backpacks, right? X squared plus x squared plus x squared plus x squared. There's 4 rolly backpack guys all hanging out. 4x squared. And then there's a negative 3 and a negative 3 and a negative 3 and a negative 3. Negative what? 12. Minus 12. Minus sign and negative, same thing. All right, 5 and 6. I want to let you know that on number 5, that is the the side on the left is 2D plus 1. These are all plus signs. There's no division in these examples. So my triangle has 3 sides, so I'm going to add up 3 things. Do the variables first. D's. I got a 2D and a 1D. So together that makes? Yep. And then I have a 1 plus a 4. That's 5. Number 6. All right, at your table, add the sides of the triangle. All right, what did you guys get for the triangle?
9W minus 1.
9W minus 1. Class, do you agree with this group? Is it 9W minus 1?
Yes.
Good job. Good, good. All right, turn the page. The question on top. The question on top says, what is the main operation in the distributive property? What's the thing we do when we distribute? I'm not dividing. Multiply. Multiply. Do you guys do cursive anymore?
No.
Oh. That's what it looks like. I'm just kidding. I know you know what it looks like. Okay. Good. We're multiplying a lot. Okay. So on number 7, it gets a little more tricky. And I want to teach you 2 ways that you can solve this problem. Okay? You then need to choose which way you like best. Doesn't matter to me which method you choose. First method is to literally do 1/3 times 3x minus 1/3 times 6. And then, I've got some multiplying of fractions. Well, 3x is going to be 3x over 1. So what I can do with the 1/3 and the 3 over 1, because I'm multiplying fractions, I can just cross simplify. So I could cross out the 3's and say, oh, 3 goes into 3 one time. And then I go to the 1/3 times 6, put 6 over 1, because I'm multiplying fractions. And I could cross simplify as well, couldn't I? 3 goes into 6. Or if you want, you can just multiply straight across and get 6 over 3, and then reduce it down to 3. Or 2. Reduce it down to 2. 3 goes into 3 once. 3 goes into 6 twice. So be careful when you write it so you don't get yourself confused. 1x minus 2. Okay, second way I'll do in red. Okay, second way that I'm going to show you to do this problem is where the fraction on the outside divides out into the numbers inside. So it's no coincidence that that fraction that has a 3 on the denominator also goes into this 3 and this 6. 3 here goes into 3 and it goes into 6. So here's what you do. Shortcut way, if you choose to do it this way. Everybody, the 3 outside goes into this 3 on the inside. How many times does 3 go into 3?
1.
This 3 also goes into this 6. How many times does 3 go into 6?
2.
So now I have a 1 over 1 on the outside, which is basically a waste of your time. Don't even write it. Inside, I've got a 1x subtract minus, that looks like an equal sign now, sorry, 2. The red method will save you more time. I'm going to do the red method today because I want you to practice saving time and using something that's going to be beneficial to you. So let's do number 8. Here's how I would do number 8 using the simple method. There's a 4 on the denominator outside. I'm going to divide that 4 into every number inside. 4 goes into this 4 one time. So cross out the 4 on the inside and put a 1. The 4 also goes into 12 3 times. So put a 3 above the 12. The 4 also goes into the 8 twice. So put a 2 above the 8. And now I have a 1 over 1 on the outside, which is like, don't worry. Just write what's left in the parentheses. 1x squared plus 3x minus 2. And you're done. Questions on that? All right. 9 and 10 actually have a little bit more of a little complicated thing. There's a 2 thirds. So right now I'm still just going to worry about the denominator. The denominator is what is going to divide into the parentheses. So this 3 goes into this 3 once. This 3 goes into this 6 twice. Okay. On the outside now, I have like a 2 over 1. In parentheses, I have 1y plus 2. You don't need to be putting 2 over 1. Are we all good with that? Like, you don't have to write 2 over 1. You just write 2. But I still have to distribute this. So the 2 has to be multiplied by whatever's in parentheses, because I couldn't divide it out initially. 2 times 1, y. 2 times 2. The y has a backpack, is a backpack, so you don't merge it. You don't combine it with the 4. Keep them separate. Number 10. The 2 that's on the denominator is going to be divided into the 8, and it's going to be divided into the other 2. 2 goes into 8 4 times. 2 goes into 2 1 time. Okay. There's a 3 on the outside, but on the inside I have a 4x minus 1. That's what I distribute. So 3 times 4x. 3 times negative 1. Okay? Good so far. 11, the 5. The 5 needs to be multiplied, or not multiplied, excuse me. The 5 needs to be divided out. Do number 5 with the people at your table. Start. All right, what'd you get, guys?
3x squared minus 1x minus 2.
3x
Squared. 3x squared minus 1.
minus 1x minus 2. Do you guys agree with them? Yes. Cool. Okay, number 12, the 2 is going to simplify out. We're going to leave the 2x in front. So first do the 2 on the denominator. 2 goes into 4 twice. 2 goes into 2 once. So here's what I have. 2x minus 1. I left the 1 there. Remember how I've been saying, oh, 1, forget about it. There's a negative sign in front of it. I need to actually distribute negative 1 into this 2x plus 1. So I can't just forget about the 1 this time. Distribute the negative 1 to both. Here we go. Negative 1 times 2x. Negative 1 times positive 1. Negative 1. Put the 2x in front like it was before. Okay. And then you got what? What kind of 1? Negative 1. Okay. Cool deal. 13. Okay. The 2 on the denominator gets divided out into the 4. 2 goes into 4 twice. And then it also goes into the 2. 2 goes into 2 once. So that took care of my first parentheses, right? The second parentheses doesn't have any fractions or anything weird, so you're just going to distribute it as normal. So, since there's a 1 over 1 in the first parentheses, I'm just going to write 2x plus 1 And now I'm going to distribute that 3. So it's going to be 3 times 1, and then 3 times negative 2x. Negative, whoa, 6x. And combine like terms, like maybe this 2x and this negative 6x. They're alike, so I can put those together. And then like this 1 and this 3 can go together. So I did blue. Or like you can like, change it up a little bit. Put a box around it, put a circle around it, star it, zigzag, squigglies, whatever. Okay, my purples. Negative 4x, yeah?
Yep.
What are my blues? What's blue? 4. Good. Okay, 14, do on your own. And I'm going to... Here's my answer. Is that what you got? Check my work.
Yes.
You guys sound so stoked.
Yeah.
Awesome. So fun, right? I'm not going back. I don't want to go back. Oh, I did go back.
Okay, so now I just want to see what I did wrong.
That's great.
Oh, -1. That's weird. -1.
Okay, on number 15, I want you to draw your rectangle. On number 15, draw the rectangle.
-3. Wouldn't it be negative?
Nope, it's positive 3.
The area of the triangle.
Look black. Negative
because
1,
then you
positive
changed
4.
the sign and then.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right, last thing. Wee. All right, here we go. The width. Okay, here's my rectangle. Want to give you a heads up? The length is usually the longest side. The width we'll label as the short side on the left over there. There's my length, there's my width. Okay, so we read it slowly and carefully. The width of a rectangle. The width is, by the way, is means equal sign, 5 more than twice its length. 5 more than what? Than twice the length. So I'm going to do 5 more, which means it's going to be a plus 5 at the end. 5 more than what? Twice the length. I want to put twice length, 2L. Makes it easy. L, and Okay, so that's my width, you guys. 2L plus 5. But what am I going to label my length side? What would that be labeled? Length. L. Smart. L for length. Why not? Because I don't want 2 different letters in this math problem. I don't want a W and an L. Then how am I going to solve? So, the directions say find the area. Do you guys remember area? What's the formula? Not pi r squared. Not length times width. Okay. Area equals length times width. All right. Here we go. So, length times width. The L length is L. So I'm just going to put area equals. Instead of L, I'm going to put what L is. Well, L is L. So, but W, what is W? What's the width? 2L plus 5. Okay, so I have to distribute because I'm multiplying L times W. Instead of W, I put what the whole thing W was, which was over here, guys. This is what W is. So this is what W is. Okay? Distribute. 2L squared plus what? 5L. 2L squared plus 5L. All right, perfect. So let's start practicing this